some of our gear and also some barber tools that we have on there as well. But yeah guys, we're just going to continue doing the exact same process until we reach the front of the head, and once we do so, we're just going to do the exact same thing starting from the back, but this time on the left side of this head. And just remember, you only want to be skipping forward about a finger at a time, because if you do any more than that, you'll kind of result in an uneven cut throughout the top. Then just follow through and do the exact same thing but on the right side of his head. And we ain't creating no shape or anything, this is just a simple cut on top. So the way his head is shaped, that's the way you're gonna lay down your fingers on the head and then just trim away as you above whatever's above the finger. Then after that, I'm gonna just quickly blow dry his hair really well so we can start doing our clipper work. I always like to put on one glove on my left hand. I have had a few people ask me why I only use one glove, and really it's just for sanitary purposes. My left hand's usually the hand that's touching the client all the time, and the right one, I don't like to use one just because I feel like it restricts my thumb movement when I'm working the clipper. So first I'm gonna start with the clipper lever closed, and what I'm gonna do is lay down my first guideline, kind of making sure that it slants towards the back. And for this tutorial guys, I will be fading one side of his head at a time, since that's how I actually like to fade. So next, just open the lever on the clipper all the way and then just come up about a finger width in length. Then just make sure that that line runs parallel to that previous one that we laid down. And a good tip when fading one side of the head at a time is don't go all the way, just so you can kind of remember where you left off when you start laying your guidelines down in the back. So next, we're just gonna throw on that number 1 guard with the lever all the way open, and again, just like before, coming up about another finger width in length from previous. And if y'all seen our previous videos guys, you'll notice that we always have that 3 guideline setup. Recently, my brother and I have been using the 2 guideline setup. So next, we're just grabbing that 1.5 clip, lever all the way open, and you don't have to come up about another finger in width, but maybe about half a finger or so, something like that. You kind of want to just start thinking in terms of trying to blend the side length to the top already. Then we grab our number 2 guard, lever all the way open, and since this is the area where the head starts to kind of round out, you're gonna kind of want to imitate the shape of this comb and just kind of come straight up. Again guys, just trying to connect the side length to the top, but we're only coming up a tad bit higher than previously. Then last, we're gonna grab the number 3 guard, lever all the way open, and do the exact same thing that we did with that number 2 guard, but just coming up a tad bit higher, trying to finish connecting the side length to the top. So as you see here guys, all we have is these 2 guidelines that need to be blended out, this bottom one and that middle one. We're gonna start with that middle one and then work our way down. For that one, I'm gonna grab the half clip and I'm gonna position that lever on that 3/4 spot. And for those who don't know where that spot is, it's basically just a position right in between fully open and halfway open. And then just use that position to start blending out the initial start of that guideline. It won't completely take it out, but right now we'll come back with the number 1 guard, still leaving that lever in that same position to finish taking it out. And keep in mind guys that when you start blending these guidelines out, you don't want to kind of lay the clipper down all the way. You're kind of more so angling it, using like more so one side of the clipper just to kind of help you better detail the lines out. Then once you're pretty satisfied on blending out that middle guideline, we're going to start taking out the last guideline. For this one, it does take about 3 to 4 lever positions. For this one, it took me 4, starting first with that clipper lever closed all the way. Since it does take more lever positions, I kind of just more so start from the ear to the temple and just focus on that area first. So right here you see I opened the lever halfway and then just came up a little bit higher. And then I opened it to that 3/4 spot, came up a tad bit higher, and then I just opened it fully open just to finish taking out that last guideline. By the time it's fully open, you shouldn't have much to take out. You should be really using that corner of the clipper just to kind of detail that blend. When I'm working in shop, I do like to always break down these haircut steps into small sections at a time, guys. It just facilitates everything so that these steps don't get overwhelming. So you see, as I was done from that front section, I moved to the back section and then just did the exact same steps, starting with that clipper lever closed, moved up a little bit at a time, clipper lever halfway, then 3/4, and then fully open until that last guideline is completely blended out. Then once you're done there, just take a step back and notice if you need any touch-up work. For this haircut, I did need a little bit, so I came in with that half clip, lever fully open, and then just look for those dark areas and then just detail them right out. Honestly guys, the detail work is what separates every barber from one another. It will take you time to kind of nail this part down, but with practice and just consistency, you'll be able to get better at noticing these dark areas and better blending them out. Then next, I'm gonna come in with that trimmer upside down just to kind of really bald out right under the whole fade that we did. Next, we're just gonna proceed with doing the exact same steps that we did on one side to the opposite side of the head. Again guys, just laying down that first guideline with that clipper lever closed. Then you open that lever and then come up about another finger in width. Then put on that one guard, lever fully open, come up about another finger. Then grab that 1.5 clip, lever fully open. And again, the exact same thing, coming up a little bit higher than previously. Then grab that 2 guard, fully open, and then finally that 3 guard to finish trying to tie in the side length to the top. And then once you have your 2 guidelines, just start with that middle one and then work your way down. Again, just starting with that half clip, lever at 3/4, blend out most of that guideline, then come in with that 1 guard, still leaving that lever on that 3/4 spot to finish taking out that top guideline. And then just start blending out that first guideline right here with clipper lever closed, then halfway, then 3/4, and then fully open. In some cases, like I said, you could get away with just lever closed, then halfway and fully open. But sometimes with coarse hair or really dense hair, you might need 4 lever positions. And also guys, be sure to check out the description down below because I have the steps written in written format in case I'd like to copy and follow along that way. I also have links down there to all the tools that we use on our videos. And if you're wondering why I'm coming in with that trimmer upside down first, I'll explain it later on when I finish taking out the bottom of the hair.